Hello beautiful people, today we'll work on the ESL book by Mary Ellen. So basically we'll be covering the intermediate grammar section, which is part 1. Chapter 1 will be about pronouns. Today's lesson is about reflexive pronouns. Pronouns function as reflexives when the subject performs the action on himself or herself. So in simple, we often use reflexive pronouns when the subject and the object of a verb are the same. So it's basically used when they refer back to a person or thing. For example, like myself, yourself, himself, herself, itself, oneself, or it could be ourselves, yourselves, and themselves. The form hisself and theirselves do not exist. So it's wrong. It's either himself or themselves. For example, I write myself notes to help me remember things that I have to do. So here myself refers back to the subject I. We wash ourselves before going to bed. Let's see some more examples. I hurt myself. She saw herself in the mirror. We made ourselves breakfast. So in simple, it's I, myself, you, yourself, he, himself, she, herself, it, itself, one, oneself. For example, one should be careful not to hurt oneself. In the plural forms, we, ourselves, you, yourselves, they, themselves. Now we'll move on to the exercises. Here you have to use a reflexive pronoun for each sentence. For example, the child dressed himself well despite his age. Number 1, Nancy, you need to protect yourself from the sun. So you becomes yourself. Tom hurt himself skiing last year. Tom is a he, so it becomes himself. Next one, we saw ourselves in those crazy costumes and couldn't stop laughing. Victor and Abbas are working 2 jobs to put themselves through college. Next one, the flying object turned itself around and disappeared in the night. I bought myself some new clothes last week. Susanna calls herself doctor even though she hasn't graduated yet. Harry and Sam, find yourselves a place to sit and I'll be right with you. Janet cut herself while she was fixing her bicycle. Each student has to teach himself or herself how to study well. So here basically you can just use either himself or herself. In this exercise you have to circle the correct pronoun or possessive. We skiers will be leaving for the mountains next week. Raoul is as tall as I. Sandy hurt himself while repairing the car. Himself is wrong. Jason is lucky that the baseball didn't hit him. My daughter is older than yours. They are expected to do the work by themselves. His book is interesting. Mine is boring. Nancy taught herself to play the piano. We haven't seen them since they visited last year. Present the awards to him and her. Jose paints as well as they. Or you can say Jose paints as well as they paint. Or Jose paints as well as they do. Don't get up, it's only I. Although this is grammatically correct, it is considered more formal. So in casual conversation, people commonly say, it's me, it's only me. We need to give ourselves a rest from this job. Thank you for watching guys. Join me next day for another interesting lesson like